have no idea what I'm doing. Hey everybody out there on YouTube. It is currently snowing a lot. We're supposed to get like 10 to 15 inches, which is super rare for Arkansas, so more power to it. Let's see what happens. But I'm not here to talk about the snow. I'm here to talk about the car. I filmed this earlier in the week whenever it wasn't snowing. Today we're going to work on the K-member, or engine mount, motor mount, not engine, motor mount for the pan. The motor is still going to be in the rear. I'm not mounting it to the transmission that's already on a Beetle. I'm using the transmission built in to the electric motor. So it is really coming down all of a sudden. But what I'm going to do is we're going to cut up the K-member that came out of the Leaf. We're going to put it on this car, and today is the start of that, or at least this episode is. And boy, I thought this would be dramatic, and I'm thinking this is working. Yeah. So yeah, we're back at the panel bug, and we're going to start mounting an electric motor. Let's see how that turns out. I think it turned out pretty good since I already filmed it early in the week. So, watch this. The plan, the electric motor goes here. Same as the old 1500 goes here. Was it a 1567? I think so. Maybe not. Tell me in the comments. The motor's going to have to sit about the same height to get the same range for the support, the suspension. This over here is the front K-member of a Nissan Leaf to hold the car, or to hold the electric motor and drive wheels in place. Now, this is the back. So this is the front of the car, this is the back of the car, which means it's going to have to be the same when it goes on there, because I'm not using a Resolve or anything like that to make the engine spin. I'm using the original computer. So I don't have the luxury of spinning all the wires around. While I do, I just saw on this old jalopy that he was able to make the motor turn by swapping a couple of wires. I don't think I need to do that, because this will actually work the way like I want it to. And watch this. This guy see what I'm starting to see? Watch this. That's only a rough-in, but check that out. That means, so this is an engine mount, this is an engine mount, or motor mount, I should say. It's electric. So motor mount, motor mount, motor mount. I forget what these are for. See what I'm doing? Okay. So we already know that this is too wide. This is the mount for the bearing, for the wheel, for the car. This one goes on this side because the steering is right there. So let's pretend this goes here, like that, right? I'll end up having to find a strut or shock or whatever to go on this pattern, because it'll end up having to turn eventually, because you're seeing what I'm talking about. This thing might be four-wheel steer. That'll come later. I'll have to get this all mounted and then determine if I can do that later. But I don't want to lose that access. A lot of vehicles do four-wheel steer nowadays. So why not build it? Now this has support built in here and here, but this arm sticks out too far. This wheel will be out even further. And yeah, I'll just show you on this side, just for giggles so you know what I'm talking about. So pretend this is that side. By the time you get this guy here plus the rim, the bearings, the rim, the whole 9 yards. It is actually out to here before the center of the tire is going to be like right here. Now that's too far out for a Beetle, and I'm not going to have wide back. I'm not going to do all that. That'd be silly. Because this guy, well, this would sit like so, like so, like so. So that ends up being too wide for the back of the car. I don't want it to be wider, because then I got to worry about fender width and all that stuff. They're not sticking outside the fenders. So I'm going to cut this off from here to here. And I've still got my handy dandy spring to tell me where the middle of that wheel would have been. So if you look, center line is that bolt hole. So this is technically the center of the wheel. So if this lined up with where that goes, should be good to go. But that means that this guy may be my mounting point. If I get rid of this and then shrink these arms down. So if I cut this arm in a way that I can move it in so that it's over here instead of over here, so that this guy moves in to where so the thickness from here to where the wheel goes is actually more like right here. So this guy needs to be like right here. So what I can do is shrink this down, pop it on, and then figure out where the axle goes next. Aha! Nice! Oh, that's just, the spring's actually holding it up. Well, let me turn the spring on. Yeah, close enough. Just for eyeballing it at the moment before we start getting precise. Oh. So the major problem with the back of the bus that I cut up the Käfer van was the Back support was non-existent. This part was good. This part was good. And by this part I mean the spring, the arm. Probably needs a lot of this replaced. Like, it works, but the back plate's bad, brakes are bad, brake cylinder's bad. But this part is good. Now these are married together. They'll never come apart without a cut. And it's not like they're bolted in. That would be awesome if they were. But this guy fits that guy. Inherently, it just works. And I know this tube is the reason why. It just going. I mean, it's a prime candidate for a raise and lower the bus thing, but that bus doesn't exist anymore. It's found the Käfer. So now we're going to take these guys off, this bracket and this bracket, and we're going to put them on here and there, and then this part is going in it to hold on to there. So that goes there. Yeah. So see what I'm doing now? This goes in there, like so. That goes there. So pretend that's there. This piece will connect to this piece. Lop that off there. Whole thing becomes a swing arm. Get rid of the springs. Add the shock. And then, honestly, I know it's going to sound weird, but I still got to worry about this big, heavy, that's going to be heavy. So what I'm thinking about doing is, because it's sitting on the ground and the ground is supporting it between tire, or wheel, brace, the whole thing's going to be able to do this. But that's more of a rectangle. And as my friend Steven at Apple Shed Garage always says, triangles are better. So, might just put a shock in the back of the vehicle. So it's one triangle, two triangles. I don't know, what do you think? Guess we'll have to put it all together and see how much swing it's got once the shocks are in play. Because it's not like we're picking up the car and putting it places all the time. It'll only be up off the ground long enough to do the tire change, and that's what these supports do anyway. Yeah, baby. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know what I want, and I know how to get there. So I think I know what I'm doing. Is that the definition of knowing what you're doing? So here's the trick. I am going to call this, in the interest of getting a new show out, because I haven't got one out in a while. I've been busy. Yeah. This is how far I got. Stay tuned next time to see me get this all put together. And if you like what you see, or you want to see it get further along, don't forget to like and subscribe and share with friends. And, get out in the garage and do something. It's all compatible. With enough work. Oh. Okay, how do I get out of here? Lots of welding next episode, though. Lots of welding.